My name is Karine Moulin and I'm a pastry chef for Hotel Arts in Calgary, Alberta. Being a pastry chef is great because it allows me to be creative and have the precision and to make that last impression, which is pretty fantastic. I get to make bread, so I get to make that first impression, and then if people order dessert, then I get to make that last impression as well. I wanted to be a chef from an early age. I think I've always known I wanted to be a chef. It probably stemmed from helping my mom cook in the kitchen, from peeling carrots to turnips to rutabaga. And I grew up in a home that always had dessert. My mom always made dessert from scratch, so even after lunch we'd have cake or fudge or whatever she made. Starting out was tough. I moved to Calgary and I took the professional cooking program at SAIT. And then I moved back to Ottawa and I was working at a private club, and this really prestigious club, and I lasted about 4 days. There was a lot of yelling and pot throwings and name calling, and I did not last. I remember crying for those first 4 days, and I just felt sick going back to work. And then day 4 was my last day. I just couldn't tough it out. I knew what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I was cut out for it. And I discovered a catering company, and the chef was Dutch and his wife was Canadian, and it was a really cool concept. He had a really eccentric cooking style. It ended up being a great first step to my reintroductory to the real world. And I never try to duplicate anything. I want people to come in because they're willing to try something new, and I hope to gain their confidence that they trust me that I'll make something great. But I never want to create something that I've done in the past. I just want to continually reinvent things. As for the culinary community in Calgary, I think there's been a nice change, this nice evolution in Calgary. I feel that about a decade ago, people weren't sharing recipes and people weren't working together, and now there's been a nice change, and I don't know, I'm not quite sure why, but there's just a change that chefs are collaborating, and chefs are they're doing dinners and they're sharing recipes, and they're calling each other to tell each other about new producers, and they're sharing information, which ultimately is making us a stronger community, which is brilliant. I think in the past I've held myself back. I was afraid to fail. And then I failed myself and failed at a few attempts of things that I thought would be brilliant and weren't. And instead of letting it defeat me, I saw the positive in it. I need to fail to succeed, so I didn't look at them as failures anymore, but as challenges that will make me stronger. So I think I needed to fail to learn humility a bit more, and then it just made me, it's making me a better chef. I think what I would pass on to junior chefs or the younger version of myself would be ask questions, and not to be afraid to ask questions and to try things and to keep pushing themselves. But I do that for them as well. I've softened up a lot. I think because I started off in kitchens that were really intense, and intensity is a great thing, but it needs to be measured with reality. The first kitchen that didn't work for me didn't work because I don't work well when someone's yelling at me. And I think most people don't work well when someone's yelling at you. So I think I learned the balance that I can still have high expectations, but the process of achieving that is definitely different. So that I learned along the way. I like and dislike boundaries. I like them because to become successful, I think you need a strong foundation. And especially in pastries, you can't wing it. You need that foundation because once you've mastered that foundation, then you can be creative. But at an early age, younger in my career, I really wanted to make pretty things and realized that I can make pretty things, but they might not taste well. So I had to go back to the basics and master the foundation, and then from there I learned that I could be creative. I think I'm at a point now where I feel like I've passed that awkward stage, and I'm at a point where I can still learn in Calgary and I can still grow in Calgary. So I think I just don't feel like I've hit the end of my path here. So I think just being in Calgary, there's still more. I'm not done yet. My name's Karine Moulin. I'm the pastry chef of Hotel Arts, and I'm a creative.